Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
There we go. There should be sound now. Hopefully there's sound. Thank you, Prince. So, man, I kicked all that off. You know, I did maintenance on my computer yesterday, and I guess everything got all messed up when I did that. So, is there still no sound? I hope there's sound. I hope my mic is working. It was working earlier. Okay, the Titan, thank you very much. All right. So, yeah, before the show, I said, you know, I had a very fitting joke. I said, you know, what happens when you witness a shipwreck? You let it sink in. And folks, you just let that sink in. So there we go. The terrible joke gets to live on. So, yeah, everybody else is running a little bit behind. So I'm here to kick things off. So it's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. And if you're watching us here live on YouTube, thank you very much. We love and appreciate each and every one of you who tune in every week, who support us. We wouldn't be able to do it without you fine folks. So we got the one, the only Mr. Mike Rogers, Junkie on Crafts and Builds, joining us here. And
I had to save from that joke.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good either.
Now you're just taking my lines. That's it, everyone. Great show. Bye.
So, before we get into it, before we find out how we're doing, just want to go ahead and remind you fine folks watching us that want to make sure you smash that like button because it helps us out in the algorithm. We're on our way to getting monetized, and every little bit helps. So be a friend, tell a friend, share the show. Don't just click that like button. Don't just hit that subscribe button. Don't just ring that notification bell, but just let your friends know we exist because it's a lot of fun here. And as always, we get that chat popping off. We've already got a bunch of cool folks hanging out in there. We like to make you all part of the show. We'll be highlighting your comments throughout the show and chatting you out. So don't be shy and pop into that live chat. And also, if you're not catching us live, drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about this week's show. Let us know if you picked up anything cool. We do check the comments, and we appreciate the folks that watch us on the after show. And lastly, but not leastly, if you want to support us, we do have a Teespring store. Link in the description below. We got some really great price merch. Mike's modeling it right there. It's fantastic shirts designed by our friend and occasional host, Mr. Joe Crab. I've got some designs on there. I need to stop dragging my feet and get over to Stream Elements. But we got some great prices on that stuff. You're going to look good. You're going to help the show out. And if we see you wearing one at a convention or out in the wild, we'll give you a hug, a handshake, or high five, whichever. TFCon is, I mean, it's November, but time's flying. I mean, it's already May. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. Mike, glad to see you. And how you doing, man?
Actually, I'm doing fairly well. It's been a kind of a fuzzy week in regards to life and everything, but had a really great day today, which I am happy to share. But pickups, man. What do we got? Yeah. Oh, well, first off, I will say thanks to you because with your help, I was able to procure this lovely thing. So there's already I did my impressions of it.
I watched.
Thank you. I tried to be as thorough as possible without hopefully being too boring, but you know. Let's see what else. G Tony, I got a lot of gifts this week. I will say that much. So I appreciate everyone for that, but stop with the gifts. Let me buy something. But he was kind enough to provide me a retro Snake Eyes. This is just extra flair with the foldy stuff. So thank you again, G Tony, for that.
It's before they fix those card backs.
Yes. What I actually bought. So this came in today. It retailed for 19, but I got it for about 8. So
Wow.
I got the first wave of Mega Man, and I know you guys have talked about him before, but let me just say, like, all 3 of these figures are just really fun to play with. He will go with the other 2 on my work desk, where they can horseplay all day. Things that I purchased already and just had them in my pile of loot was 2 more Mythic Legions. So this is the Liege. This is the retailer, e-retailer. Thank you. Again, it's only available from certain e-retailers, but he's pretty cool because he comes with another set of arms and legs, so you can actually create a second figure because he comes with a half-orc head right here.
Wow.
I can bring him up a little bit and show. But it's really cool. Quick little story with this one is the face sculpt. This gentleman actually paid the 4 horsemen to sculpt him to be a Legion's figure. So I'll leave that paycheck over there. But then I also got Calazar. He is a genie that came with the most recent Poxus wave, and he is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure I'll tool around with him a little bit while we're talking about the news. Other video that I'm in the middle of processing, but I've had these pieces for a while, but I am doing a quick impressions opinion on 2 sets of kits for the Vamp. This set here of the doors and roof are from Pixis Designs. He's an Etsy store. So he kind of has designed these to mimic what, with the Mark II and whatnot. Really cool little set. But then I also went ahead and I wanted to see what was going on, and I got caught up in the hype when this first came out, and I got 3 of the phases of the Gridiron Vamp kit. So I got the roll bar. This is the gunner side, and I also have the driver's side. I just don't have it on because I like mixing it up a little bit. So I'm in the middle of doing that review. It's just taken forever. But overall, if you are going to get, I'll give you a quick spoiler. If you're going to get anything the Gridiron, just go with phase 1. The roll bar is fantastic, and it really sets this whole profile off. These other pieces are, while they're good, they have some quirks. And again, they're not done. They have 3 more phases of things to deck this out to be a modern take on it. A little excessive with it, but also not cheap. And last but not least, so what I haven't talked about the past couple weeks is, I've had a little bit of dry spell with stuff, and that's because there was just a lot of stress, a lot of tension going on, not only between work and house, and it was something that was on my head, and I tried to hide it all. But a friend of mine, Marco, reached out this week, and he was like, "Dude, we just need to have lunch." And then he sent a picture and said, "Oh, by the way, these are yours."
Hell yeah.
So he gifted me a set of the new Legend of the White Dragon from Valiverse. I can't express, 1, my thanks to him for this, and 2, being able to have friends in this community, or friends in general, where they really pay attention to you, even if you don't say anything. You got a moment to reach out. So make that point with your friends and family, because it really, you never know what that is going to impact that person. So yeah, that's my soapbox. Hallmark moment done.
Well, real quick, what do you think about the head sculpt? I've seen a lot of criticism about the JDF head in that set.
Okay, well, I will tell you, just by looking here, and this is not obviously the screen may not do it justice. And I got this new camera, so if I zoom in, it might pop in. I don't know. Anyway, so the JDF head, I think the sculpt is done particularly well based on an older version of our lost actor here. Mm-hmm. I think that it's better than anything that I have seen. And again, I'm not a Power Ranger fan. I don't sit there and follow the lore, but his head sculpt, I feel, does him enough justice without ruining, making him look too toyish. You can't really tell in the detail here, but the actual beard has some dry brushing of some gray to show some of that age. There is a number. Oh no, there's a number on the side, and I'll show it later on here as I grab it. But there's a number that I'm sure meets up with something in the storyline. But I feel the head sculpt is really good compared to anything else you've seen, especially Super 7 and whatnot. So, Valaverse did well in regards to that. They did the actor justice.
Yeah. Well, cool stuff. Hopefully I'll get to see that in person next time we meet up, because I am a big Mighty Morphin fan, and I don't think that Hasbro did a terrible job, but I don't ever think that they really got the likeness. I think he's a hard likeness to get down.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to go, trying to go through the ages or the iterations that he portrayed that character. It's hard to narrow down which one you're going to do. So, like I said, with this one here, with this being his last performance, I think they honored him as well as they could with this sculpt. So, but I see we have another visitor, our favorite guy, the man who, to quote you, Jordan, you got to click his videos, check out what he has.
You know him, you love him, and you've probably clicked on his videos. The one, the only, the illustrious T-Man 978, the chillest of reviewers. His words, not mine.
But they're true words. Hello, everyone. T-Man 978. Welcome to another figure action with me on it. Today, I purchased this. Spoiler alert for my toy hunt that I'm going to put up. And spoiler alert for this, because I also got this. And, I don't know. Let's go on with the show.
All right. Well, I guess that leaves me. So I had a.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I had an interesting week. Some stuff I've got cooking up. I can't quite talk about yet, but we'll just say things are looking a little promising. And I'll let you know when I have news on that front. So speculate all you wish, but I'll let you know. I got some cool
bodies.
What's that?
They found the bodies.
No. Well, that wouldn't be good news. But got some cool pickups this week. We'll kick stuff off with the Generations one. I got from Amazon. I got the Legacy Sandstorm, and he's all right. Mine, like many others, has the loose chest. I've put Kiki on it, and that works up until you transform him, and then it's loose again. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is annoying. I'm waiting for somebody to post some sort of definitive fix to say, hey, shave some tabs down, or do this, or maybe our good buddy Larkin. And shout out to Larkin. If you're not already subscribed to Larkin's Lair, go check him out. Check out his Etsy shop. He got featured on MGO this week. MGO bought both of the Arc and Nemesis stands from him and actually did a review. So really cool to see a friend of the channel, friend of mine, going and showing up on a big channel like MGO's.
It's a big chance they're already subscribed because he has a million subscribers.
Very true. Very, very true. This figure is okay. I mean, it's a Voyager Plus. He's probably the best Sandstorm that's ever been released. But if it weren't for the chest, and I wish they just put in a face gimmick, and I also wish that they had sculpted this in orange, because this is all painted. I worry that flipping him back and forth, you're gonna get some paint rub. Had they given him the face gimmick too, I think a lot of people would probably be picking him up as a stand-in for a masterpiece. There's also some weird sculpt stuff going on. Like, a lot of other reviewers have pointed this out, but like, what's up with his middle finger here? Like, why is it sculpted like that? So I feel like they'll probably do a Sandstorm 2.0. They'll probably make a Toon version, and they'll probably fix the fist. And also, being a Voyager Plus, he should have had opening and closing hands. That would have been nice. He does have like the PVC rubber tires, like Beachcomber did. He rolls really well. But the transformations also, I don't want to say it's the most enjoyable thing, but it's and also like this cage, he didn't need the cage. They should have just they should have done something else. A lot of the bonuses or extra parts to make these things Voyager Plus, I'm just the only one I've ever been a fan of is probably Astro Train. The feet in person actually don't bother me. They're actually really stable. They look wonky in pictures and they look wonky from the back because his legs are but in hand you don't really notice it, to be honest. I also got, and I'm surprised to not see you have this one, T. Or I got the Fans Toys. I think is he Viper, but he's supposed to be Fireflight. So
I don't own any of those.
Yeah. One left to go. And I like him. Not perfect. Couple little nitpicks. I wish that this gun had two handles, because in the art, he's actually it's funny because in the art he's actually dual wielding, but the gun splits apart. It's only got one handle. So the way they sculpted it, he's only got one handle. So really, this just kind of works for vehicle mode, but he can't. He
That's
cannot.
his face fell off.
On mine, the face stays on pretty good, but it is easier to remove than the others. Like when I say it's easier, it doesn't just like flop off, but it's like on mine, it's like as easy to remove as like a Takara Tomy official. Like actually here on camera, I'm having a hard time even getting it off. But my copy seems to be okay. So I probably would need a spudger again to get the face off. But thankfully, I don't have the issue that Paik had, because on Paik's copy, that thing was just like falling off. And lastly, Mecha's Reviews asked about this. I did. I ordered this a bit back. So Mecha asked, did anybody buy the Unique Toys Red Dasher? This is awesome. This is an awesome figure. And it's probably one of the most enjoyable, if not the most enjoyable, third-party transformation. It's just so much fun. I kind of had some limited interest in this guy, and then I watched That Toy Guy's review, and he's a really good price on TF Safari. So I was like, fuck it, I'm
I just wish I cared about the character more. That's the only that's what's stopping me. But they do some good products. I just don't care about that dude enough.
And that's the thing, is like I don't care about any Bayverse figures really. The hardest part of the transformation is the doors. The doors open, but they tab in super stupidly securely. So like you do kind of need a spudger to go in and pop the doors open, and then it's just like the order of operations on this guy is so satisfying. Like you pop the doors open and then boom, you get access to the legs. He separates in half. You take the rear spoiler and untab it, flip it around to become the torso, and then boom, legs come down, and then all you have to do to finish off the legs is take this side panel, and everything like just feels super nice on this guy. You pop these open.
That's not true, Princeton. I'm limiting my Legends purchases to G1 verse only, except that one Optimus Prime that I got. Shut up.
And yeah, boom. Like, see, I'm just kind of doing this off memory and on camera, and boom, we already got a leg done. Oh, I gotta flip the wheel around. Yeah, so it's like it's a challenge, like, because I don't like the Bay movies, but I love when Unique Toys does these, because they make these transformations work, and in many cases they make them fun and enjoyable. And boom, like, look, on camera here from memory, I got 2 legs done, and the upper body is not hard either. I'm not gonna like sit and struggle on camera with the transformation. I'll get him transformed while we're talking, but I do really enjoy this transformation. He's a lot of fun. He's probably the most fun Unique Toys bot that they've put out for the movies. and just and like already here I'm getting the arms done. So this is just, if you like fun transformations, I can't recommend this enough. Like if you want something that like is neat to flip into, like and this is actually an actual Ferrari. Like when Hasbro did it, they like Ferrari's really protective of their license. So when Hasbro did the Studio Series one, they couldn't make him an actual Ferrari because of the licensing. But Unique Toys just said, fuck it, we're gonna make him a Ferrari, and legalities be damned. Only complaint I have with this guy, and it's very minor, and it just has to do with how he's engineered, is there is no ab crunch. He has a waist rotation, but there's no ab crunch. And then on my copy of the toy, I got a little bit of stressage. I asked Deluxe, I was like, do you have these stress marks? And he's like, no. And I watched his reviews, and he has the stress marks. So it seems pretty common. But yeah, mechas, if you are interested in that one, recommend going and getting I picked mine up from TF Safari. They sent it in a week, and I really enjoy it.
So Titan, I'm not skipping the DX9 minis. I picked up their double dealer. I haven't gotten Chrome Dome yet. I don't think I will. I'm not too hot on the car mode, although the robot mode does look good. So I don't know. I'll probably talk myself into it. I think it's less. I think it's like $30 or $35. That's cheap enough to be an impulse buy for me. So I might. I don't know. But the Bayverse stuff, I'm trying to stay away from. Also, for people that don't know, Magic Square has a website. But the thing is, Magic Square's website sells Unique Toys Transformers, and they're typically at a discounted price. So if you wanted any of their back catalog of figures, they do offer some of the older figures on there that are also the magical transformations that Unique Toys is known for. So that's Peru Kill for one. So head over there if you want to try to pick them up on the cheap. They were there last I checked last week, so your mileage may vary, but I'm not going to do camera this evening. I'm going to only be on for a little while anyway, but I've been having technical difficulties with this old ass laptop, and I'm finding that it has to be plugged in, even though the battery is maintaining a charge. But it has to be plugged in, and I have to have the camera off in order for this to work. So that's where I'm at. When I disconnect it from the power supply, the battery maintains charge, but it kicks off a reboot cycle. So no idea. Neither here nor there. So I have really only one thing that I picked up today, and I can't show you. So I want you to imagine in your mind's eye. I'm not buying Star Wars Black Series anymore. So I bought Star Wars the Black Series, the Mandalorian, but it's the Glavis Ringworld version. So I've heard from most people that this is the definitive Mando that they've done so far. It's got pretty much all the accessories that you would want. It's got the Darksaber, it's got the pistol, the jetpack, and a knife. And it's got a cloth goods cape, where the Target exclusive, I think the one that just came out, that one has like half the accessories and a hard candy shell of the cape. So I saw this one and I scanned it. It was $15. So for $15, I chomped at it. That's the only thing I really got here lately. I have a few things in transit from overseas. I think most of them will probably end up on T's channel for review, so you'll see those sooner or later. That's it, though. Like 95% of my collection is in storage right now. I'm working on packing up the basement. Interestingly, and I didn't say this in the chat earlier today, so for people that don't know, I telecommute full time, so I work from home. So part of my basement serves as my office space. While I was down here at work today, I was approached by the world's fucking biggest bee in the world.
Oh,
and I don't know how it got in. I had the door open early this morning, but I had the screen shut, but I wanted some fresh air. And like 2 or 3 o'clock today, the sun, and I'll post a picture in our chat so our guys can see it. You guys won't be able to see it, but it looked like it's a Hornet, and it's one of those like, in my memory now, it was about as big as my Studio Cell Unicron. But I don't think it was quite that big. But it was a nasty son of a bitch. I smacked it like 8 times with my shoe, and it still was writhing on the ground. So
Jesus,
I scooped it up and I flushed the sucker so it can go into the sewers and mutate and become a foe to the Ninja Turtles.
Well, if you see any more, let me know. I can come spray.
So I was uncertain as to whether or not we have a problem in the house and it was coming from somewhere inside, but I did have the door open for like 3 hours yesterday morning, so I'm thinking it probably crawled in through one of the cracks in the screen door. Is anyone else here broken up like a robot from the 50s?
Not like the 50s.
He's a little garbled.
He's a little garbled,
but
okay.
Then when I get a chance to say it. And 2 things: did the Wasp have a like Titan asked? Did it have like a weird voice and it'd say its name every 2 seconds?
It didn't. No, it wasn't like the cool version. It was like an actual like pre-scanned Earth mode version that wasn't nearly as good.
So speaking of Earth mode type stuff, your little icon, and when it pulses, you are Skynet.
I'm okay
Just
with that. The Empire doesn't care about your pointless little podcast, so that's where we're at.
It's a sci-fi version of Sauron's eye right now.
but yeah, that was what, and I didn't scream. You just have to believe me. I didn't scream, but I did turn white as a ghost. I will fully admit that. I'm like, because it was crawling towards me, and looking back in my brain, it might have needed help. It might have been crawling at me, asking for assistance, and I systematically and viciously just obliterated its existence. But that's what it gets for being a stupid bee.
That's what it got.
There are good bees. Don't get me wrong. There are good bees. Wasps and hornets are stupid and they don't deserve to live. That's what I got.
And for anybody that says, Zero, you don't transform your toys, there he is.
See, and I had to just hash out that story to give time for his transformation to happen. So
yeah,
all like a beautifully scripted symphony. We now go further into the show.
How about now?
Well, let's before we get into news and all the stuff to talk about, let's shout out chat real quick. We got Toy Mafia first in, saying yo and yo, and remembering our dear friend Night William. Always good to see you in here, Toy Mafia. We got Princeton Phalanx coming in saying hello, all you AI people. Uh-oh, are we all Skynet?
Nice.
McGlattering saying good evening, all. Good evening to you, good sir. We've got the Titan saying hail to the action crew. Hail to you. Always good to see you. Aquateki saying salute to the host and chat. And then a bunch of chats reminding me that, or letting me know that I was muted. My mic, StreamYard's defaulted to the wrong mic. We've got Mecha's Review saying hi, gents. Good to see you in here. We've got Princeton saying having no sound was the best dad joke. It kind of was. Destro 777 saying good evening, everyone. Good to see you. We got D-Bang 75 saying hey all. Good to see you. We got Big M saying hey everyone. Hey to you. Professor Soundwave saying hello, gentlemen. We've got Dave saying hey all, here in spirit, just body can't make it. Hopefully he gets some rest. And we've got, does that get us all caught up? Oh, we've got the Virgin Prime saying what up to you new folks. And we got Mariano popping in and saying hello, gents. Always good to see you, Mariano. And that gets us caught up. Wait, nope. We also have Jose Cortez coming in saying good evening, guys. Good evening to you. So, yeah, as said earlier, if you're watching us here live, pop off into that chat, and we'll be highlighting you throughout the course of the show. And Professor Zabchat saying ExtraZero, let's open up some classified and alternators Sunday morning. I'm down to see what you got. I've got some Human Alliance figures I can pull out of one of my totes, and we can also look at some of these MPs and see how they stack up. And of course, one of my despots is my Alternators Grimlock. It's the only alternator I have left, actually. All right, let's get into some news and what's going on. Let's look at this. We don't normally talk about Earthspark on here, but there is a new Earthspark figure coming out that actually looks pretty decent. And I'm curious what you guys think about this one. This is the Earthspark Prowl, and we also get a look at Thrash. I can't tell. Is this a repaint of the Cyberverse one?
Yes, it is. I think we talked about them before.
Yeah. I think we got like a low-res picture last time, but this looks like a different head sculpt. It's painted a lot better. But yeah, no, definitely that's definitely a repaint of the Cyberverse one.
It's true.
And then Thrash looks to be new, but he's using that like kind of weird white plastic. I mean, outside of
actual deluxe,
it's part of that. Well, these are the Takara Tomy ones that are coming out, but they're part of that. I guess they call them Warrior Scale.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean. I messed with Megatron and I messed with what's the drone one? Is that Twitch?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. I thought the plastic quality just seemed really off. I mean, outside of the couple you looked at, I don't think you've looked at many of them, T, have you?
Not Earthspark. I did bought Twitch and I never did anything with it because, like you said, it felt like crap.
And Princeton, I'm jealous. I'm hyped for that Magnetron. I'm hoping that they do an updated Big Convoy soon. Yeah. So let's get to a more exciting one. We get some Figure King scans of the MPO9/MP60 Ginrai and Super Ginrai, and these come from Figure King magazine in Japan. I'm hyped. This is it's not coming out until January, but this is easily my most anticipated figure. What do you guys think about this?
I want it. I pre-ordered it.
Cool.
Well, the Ginrai, the Super Ginrai I did, not the MP.
He can touch his toes.
Well, I missed it.
I picture that back.
Mm-hmm.
There's your app crunch right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally a dream come true.
Yeah. Now, I don't have it translated here, but this is MP60. MP60 is based on the Toy Deco, and he is going to have different. So it's just the cab and just the Ginrai. They weren't Power Masters. What were they called in Japan? But it's just the minifigure Ginrai and then the body. Transsector. Thank you. So he has a different head and he has a different crotch plate from what I understand. Because there were some people going like, oh, they want you to buy MP60 and they also want you to buy MPO9 or MPG09, and that's the only way you get the full version. No, if you want the anime version, you got to buy MPG09. If you just want the cab, you buy MP60. So they are different decos. So because I was talking to Lance, and Lance was like, "Oh, my distributor told me that MPO9 or MPG9 is just the cab or just the trailer." And I said, I don't think so. I think that's a mistranslation, and it's basically confirmed now. And here, right here, you can see a comparison to the G1. I don't have the graphic handy, but I did a scale of so the G1 Power Master is basically the same size as the Titan's Return Power Master Prime. So I took the Titan's Return Power Master Prime and put him next to Power Baser, which is Fans Hobbies. This is going to be about the same size as the Fans Hobby release. So
somewhere I thought it's going to be like a half an inch taller.
Yeah, it's going to be slightly taller, but roughly going to be about the same size.
What would have been really? I'm gonna let Mike talk.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say what would have been really nostalgic is if they would have put a flat panel on the back of the Toy Accurate one's head.
I'm sure somebody's going to have a kit for that. I would not be shocked. Yeah, so G-Run Ginrai was a big boy for his day.
But my question was, this is still under this is the MPG line? Okay,
yeah.
There's a picture. So it's the same. It's going to be close to the same height as a third-party Power Master Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking. All right, thank you.
The only concern I have is the truck mode, and looking at pictures of the cartoon. I hope there's another configuration for this where the arms are here. I'm moving my mouse because I feel like that should be more flush with the cab. I hope those collapse, or I hope there's an option for it.
Every time we have that hope recently, it's never fulfilled.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really my only concern. It still doesn't kill the hype that I have for it. And you can see here the two different versions of Ginrai. As far as the what you get. You also get like a little static statue figure that you can have displayed. So yeah. Larkin also saying the truck mode arms bug me, and Princeton saying looks good, but I'll wait for the reviews. Larkin says pre-order, but I did too. I'm a big Prime
never
guy.
Gonna be a truck.
Dare 2727. Hey, welcome on in. Said I just bought Unique Toys Red Dasher because of you. You're not going to be disappointed. Titan saying KFC is just over 14 inches. I don't think the MPG is quite that tall. Now, the one thing about the KFC is we don't have I guess it does have a head, doesn't it, Mike? Because you can put the KFC one.
I think so.
Yeah, because people were putting the cardboard or the 3D printed one in there.
Yeah.
But I think Keith really should hurry up and get his Ginrai out, or maybe he's going to have
to. What are they waiting for?
Yeah.
Damn it, Keith.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things behind on, right?
Yeah. Larkin said, I just wish the KFC one wasn't so flat. The KFC one looks good. I honestly would say that the trailer mode on the KFC one looks better, but
Now, to refresh my memory for that trailer, but looking at that compared to what we just see here on these promo images, this one has the articulation.
Yeah.
It's beating the KFC one by a mile. So.
And for anyone saying hollow thighs, there are no hollow thighs on this guy. But yeah, you can see here the difference in the crotch plate here. The MPG has the yellow rectangle and squares there. I'm sorry, rectangle and triangles. Versus over here, he just has like this, tampo.
People want that.
Well, people that want the toy version, or people that just want the standalone Prime.
Well, get your money out and buy both.
Yeah. So. But it just goes to show, for anybody saying that they wanted you to buy both and it was going to be super expensive because you had to buy both, no, they are incorrect. These are two complete.
Basically, they pulled the same thing they did with Missing Link.
Yes, 100% actually. But in reverse, because Missing Link, the toy one came with the trailer, and here it's the anime one that comes with the trailer.
I can't wait to own it.
I know it's going to be a trickle out of stuff, so it's going to be a long wait. But I'm right there with you.
What else we got?
One thing I can definitely wait to own is the Mattel crossover, the Optimus Prime one. Oh, there's no picture here. There's a listing there for it, but we have an actual picture.
Yeah.
Let me get that picture up.
I think it's kind of neat. Looking at it, I mean, it's $10. So,
yeah.
My only complaint is I would like a Prime that small, but it needs to actually transform. I wish some company would do that.
That would
Dr.
be
Wu.
Yeah, Dr. Wu. I was about to say that.
I was in heavy sarcasm. Go on.
By the way, and world's smallest.
I've never been able to track that down at a decent price. I would love one of those. So anybody who's got one that wants to give it up, I'll give you my address.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I think the only missing thing here is that Hot Wheels will do like more elaborate packaging. if they made this look like a tiny G1 Prime in the packaging, I think it would be more appealing to me. Like they can put the Hot Wheels logo on there, but if they replicated the packaging, it would have been, I would have exactly like that. Like if they had done that missing link approach, I would have been way more excited about this. You know, I might pick one up for my nephew. I think he, you know, I mean, he's a little guy, but I think
you're gonna get one for both of y'all.
Maybe. Hey, we got Sportimus in here. Hey, Sportimus, glad to see you on the live. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I also think it's funny too. They're just like, yeah, fuck it, you can put him on tracks. He's track compatible. So then also, not to be outdone, we get a new image, and I think we've seen this in a blurry shot, but we get a look at the Hot Wheels Bumblebee, which again, kind of neat.
I didn't see this one. Oh yeah. I didn't see it. Never mind.
It's kind of cool.
It's like a repaint of something they already did.
Yeah.
It's nice to get the little red there.
I mean, hey, he transforms with an asterisk, and just kind of showing you all the components.
I would have loved that as a kid because I used to, since I didn't have a bunch of Transformers, I used to pretend my Hot Wheels were transforming like that.
I used to pretend that the GoBots were Transformers. Like I couldn't find a Bumblebee, so what was a Bug Bite? I was just like, guess he's Bumblebee.
Right. Well, the original toys weren't accurate anyway.
Exactly. You know, it's as long as the vehicle mode was like kind of there, you know. And speaking of in-hand photography, we get a look at all 5 Dinobots together from Studio Series. Have you guys seen this group shot yet?
I saw 8.
Yep.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
No, hey,
That's
it's
Dino.
Yeah. So for anybody wondering how when I say he swoop scales in bot mode, he is.
It's me swoop.
It's they swoop.
Oh God. This is an Earthspark swoop. Let's you know.
They swoop. They swoop confuses me, Grimlock.
But yeah, I think Mark Clonus was talking about this. Either he or I forget the other guy's name. Yes, Big Ladder is right. The Dinobots combine to form a giant hole in your wallets, not known as Volcanicus, but known as Brocasinus. Yeah, he does he can stand up. He can, you know, you can tell, you know, have Cup tell him stories. And also, I love the fact that they have hinges on here, so you can wrap the wings in. They also mentioned that these missile tips pop off, that they're on 5mm ports. Did you guys catch that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way you can actually replicate the one time he used them in the movie, which is neat. They said they had to fight for that. And then, you know, it doesn't look like he has a stand port though, so he's riding a soul pole right here behind Slag. We saw that one, and boom, there they all are with swords. How did they get all those swords?
Magic.
They're just out in the field.
You know what? That's why I forgot all about that. Snarl comes with the sword, so now all of them have a sword, but he doesn't have a gun.
Right. You would think that they would have like factored that in somewhere.
I thought it was no doubt in my mind that he was going to come with a gun.
But can't you just use the missile launchers in his hands, since they're 5mm ports?
I mean, for Snarl.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
He's the only one that's going to not have a gun.
Right. Sorry.
But
well, I mean, Snarl also, like, he stayed on Earth in the movie for whatever reason, so.
To help Blaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm down for Swoop. I mean, if he's already in hand, hopefully he starts shipping out soon. That's one where I just really want to complete the set.
Amazon says September, so
by that I take that as probably August.
Yeah,
he'll probably do the whole. Hey, there's an updated delivery date. Yeah, or July. So I guess Matt, are you in on this one too?
Yeah, I have it pre-ordered through somewhere. I don't know where. I mean, I've got the other 4. It would be kind of silly not to finish the set.
Same here. These are the only Transformers I've bought in the past year plus, I think. And it's been what, two years in the making to get these 5?
Yeah, but again,
it's been longer than that because I was in the old house when I had Grimlock.
This is a situation where I would rather they take their time and get it right. Especially like you can see the pivot in the line, right? Because the first 2 figures had that bullshit add-on mini figure with either not Spike, Daniel and
Wheelie.
And Wheelie, and people are like, "Hey, that's bullshit. Don't give us that. Put the money somewhere else." And they're like, "Cool," and they did that.
Yeah.
But to play devil's advocate just for a second, I'm not agreeing with this
devil,
but Wheelie was needed with Grimlock because it's that one group of scenes on the planet.
But then I'll play devil's advocate because they did release the core class Wheelie, and he's Wheelie not bad.
And you shorted them all their weapons, so that's a poor decision.
Yeah. I do think Swoop should have come with the gun for Snarl.
Larkin, we need guns. Lots of guns.
Oh, trust me, he's on it. I think they're probably already up on his Etsy shop. Well, no, maybe not. He says Snarl's a pacifist.
What, did Snarl tell you that? He's a liar. A liar.
Just because this toy version has his tail literally between his legs doesn't mean he's a pacifist.
We also get another in-hand look from an upcoming 4-pack, that really cheap Target pack. We get a look at what they're calling the Mutant Tarantulas. And this is the toy version of Tarantulas. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig this, and I have the toy version of Black Arachnia, so I'm looking forward to pairing these 2 up.
Colors are really nice.
Yeah, there's something kind of like, I don't know, cozy about that, like, kind of pukey late 90s color scheme. It's like they're like, let's just mute G2. Let's desaturate it a little bit. So,
discount only.
Well, I mean, basically with that Target deal, you kind of got it for half off almost. If you got it when they first put it out.
In Princeton, we can't be demonetized because we're not monetized yet.
Exactly.
But you can help us out by getting people to subscribe.
Yeah, when the day comes.
So will we.
There you go.
Well, maybe Matt will.
Giggity. All right. So you got this. This was up for pre-order, or is it going to be? Or I mean,
this has been up. Target had that United Action figure 4 set, or that the one that comes with the Cyberverse Squeeze Play and
now I remember.
Cliff Jumper. God, why couldn't you just get these 2? But the irony was they had it, or not the irony, but the fun thing was they had it already. Like that was like when Transformers was it 30% off, and then they had a coupon on top of that knocked it down to like 45. So I was like, shit. Well, for that price, I'm basically paying what I would for just these 2. So
right,
All
right, cool.
And next up, this is an interesting one. We won't look at that one, but did you guys know that they're doing the AMK Pro line for Rise of the Beasts outside of for YOLO Park. Outside of the regular AMKs, they're coming out with Rise of the Beast ones that have die cast and are likely going to be a little bit smaller. And this one's interesting. They're doing the robot mode for Ape Link, who never transformed in the movie. I don't hate this.
I do.
Me too.
I can't say I remember this guy. So
he was in the very beginning of the movie, but he never transformed.
And something happened to him at the very beginning.
Oh, now I remember this guy. Okay. Yeah.
Basically, this just looks like the concept art Optimus Primals that came out.
He's got a nice cozy hug.
Yes.
And he went to sleep.
I know that they're doing a remold of Optimus Primal for the Studio Series. So I'm willing to bet that this is probably going to be the color scheme and the head sculpt that we're going to get, and he's going to have the arm blades and call it a day. But yeah, you get a look at what could have been for his robot mode. And oh wait, there is one more in hand. Also, the same user that had those pictures of Swoop also has all of the Star Raiders line from Walmart. So get to see how they look in hand.
You can talk about Prime versus Prime.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have these probably this week, if not already. So, and Cannonball's really the only one that I want out of this set. Well, I take that back. I want Lockdown, but yeah, that Lockdown is pretty awesome. It's weird though that he's got a Decepticon symbol front and center.
Yeah.
Also, mistransform, that bird head flips around. But yeah, look at those. And lastly, for official Transformers stuff, we get a look at. We'll skip these. We'll skip this. Well, this is the power flipped Optimus Primal. Not Optimus Primal. Optimus Prime from Transformers 1. This looks very concept-ish. This is like the big kind of kitty figure that they've got. He has that, flip transform, and I'm sure he's hollow from the back because they don't show. I mean, he's got arm articulation, which is impressive. Look, they don't show him from the back.
Go back a picture. That kid is clearly having fun. This is a perfect figure, and he is excited about it.
He is not a paid actor.
Right.
In fact, Matt the AI created that kid.
It is kind of cool though. He has a Prime and a Orion Pax mode. So
I didn't know that.
Kids can choke on the Matrix for the first time.
Is that a threat?
No, it's an option, and as Emgo says, options are good. Yeah, and that kid looks like he's having more fun. He's like, wow, he's really hollow from the back. I want to go to IHOP and get some waffles.
Yeah, but again, a kid's not going to care about that. Except T. When T was a kid, he cared. But most kids today, let's be real.
I would play with it, but I would care.
That kid, the minute they snapped that picture, went right back to playing Roblox, and we all goddamn well know it.
I'm trying to figure out is that a denim jacket or something, or what's he?
Yeah, that looks like a denim jacket.
Yeah. All right. Well, then he went right back to
playing.
playing.
We know this is all AI then.
Yeah. Yeah. The other kid's just like he's like, yeah. I don't have a denim jacket, but I'm phoning in and I'm like, well, you know what those kids can play Minecraft on is they have Candy Con Transformers branded controller kits. So more crossovers.
Xbox.
I don't know if these are exclusive to Xbox, but these aren't available yet. It says these are customation packs, so it looks like they're just silicone customation packs that you can get. If you go over to the GameStop website, it looks like they only have these placed for Xbox right now. I don't know why they wouldn't or couldn't make them for PlayStation or for Switch.
Yeah. GameStop is the only place that has this in hand, right?
Yeah, it looks to be, but okay, they were available in store, but they aren't available online quite yet. And they're showing here the two flavors being Soundwave and oddly Hot Rod.
Oh.
You know,
anyone have an answer to this question?
So it says, on that episode where I get crested with Snarl, wasn't Swoop the same height as the others in bot mode?
Probably for 1 second, but you cannot go off of G1 cartoon. Yeah. Yeah,
that is G1, as T said, G1 scale is always very debatable.
It's fluid.
Or the original toys was Swoop shorter?
I can't remember.
Well, somebody out there in the internet world, y'all can go Google it.
Someone will keep us honest. And Gladrick says the Hot Rod one gets in the way just before you defeat the final boss. Let's see. We get in third parties left. We've got 01 Studio Desolator, which they're showing off the whole team. This is from Dreamstar Studio. They did that modernish Superion, if I'm not mistaken. And they're showing off the whole team that they have planned. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. This is not. This is Studio Cell.
Yeah,
this is the Toy World.
You guys know Unicron.
Yeah.
So it's big.
Yeah.
Big and cheap, right?
I would imagine this would be on the cheaper side. I imagine this is kind of like older Toy World prices. I mean, this does kind of, in my opinion, the individuals look better than the Toy World Devi, but I don't know. There's something about the sculpts still is a little bit off to me. What do you guys think?
Is it more IDWs? Or that's the other group? No.
It looks to be, because they are doing Prowl for this.
Yeah,
they have the Prowl head.
Besides Unicron and Primus, I feel like their designs are like generations from 2013, or even Combiner Wars. They changed stuff up a little bit.
No.
Huh.
Yeah, I like the missile packs that they have in there, but yeah, these are a little too stylized for my tastes.
I mean, if you want screen accurate reproductions, they're available. So stylized versions have a place too.
They're not available yet. The Devastator Wars are full on.
They will be available. And then I thought the Prowlistator concept was dumb, but I'm sure people like it. But here you go. If you want to recreate that one thing from that one comic book, you can do it.
Yeah, speaking of scale, Prowl was definitely the size of those construction vehicles.
Yeah.
Didn't he? A leg bot died, but he became the head.
Yeah, probably gave him the head.
So yeah, nothing makes sense in the world. But these will be cool for somebody. I will look at them and TM reviews for these.
I mean, the Constructicons forcing Prowl to actively combine with them is a little rapey to me. I mean, that's a little.
I think that's what they're trying to imply.
That's a little questionable content there. Not suitable for young audiences. It's craziness.
If we were monetized, you'd have to say grapey.
It's like that's taking fuck the police to the whole new level.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how accurate. I know you can't cuss within the first few minutes or something like that, or they don't recommend it.
I would just say, like, honestly, once we're monetized, if anybody wants to support through super chats, or we set up a stream elements to help with stream yards, I think that would be the best route, because I don't foresee the censors allowing us the way we curse sometimes. Let's get into some.
I don't know if everyone's a card-carrying member there, for instance. So don't say that.
I'm getting them as individuals. I love MMC. I really love MMC, but the sculpts for the individual Fans Toys bots won me over. So that I'm getting those for my individuals, but I'm keeping my Toy World as my combined. So, yeah, that's Dave's right. Scrapper did die, and Hook became the leg, Prowl was the head, and then Scoop became the replacement leg when Hook came back.
They were limb fluid.
So, next up, we got one. I'm curious if Matt is in. So Dr. Wu doing more Micromaster scale. They have Wingman, which is a Micromaster scale Cyclonus. He's a cute little Cyclonus, and he even has ankle tilt.
Nope, I've got to limit myself. I'm sticking with Legends. I'm not doing Micro Legends or Wu Legends. I bought pretty much every Optimus that they offer and some Ultra Magni, and I'm happy with that. So I'm not here for it. I am, however, finding myself falling down into the Hot Toys barrel again. So that's a comparable switch. You know, I can give up the $30 figure Dr. Wu for the $230 figure Hot Toys. That pretty much that's a good equivalency.
Very smart.
I think these would be really good for anybody that has the HasLab Unicron, though. Like, you know, and they're, you know, in typical fashion, they're showing off. They got the IDW and the Shattered Glass variants, but like they do Scourge and Galvatron. You know, they'd all look really good. And we'll keep it moving. We got more from Dr. Wu, because if you saw that one picture of Bumblebee, they are also doing a teeny tiny little Bumblebee. I still have the New Age B, and this when I first saw this, I did a double take because I thought, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's very similar to their first release. Don't get me wrong, their Dr. Wu figures are awesome, and I gotta draw the line. I got a few figures that I'm interested in, and these look great, and I'm not buying them. But there's a Goldbug.
Yeah.
I've never touched a Wu.
They're also doing Bug Bite and I believe Wasp as well. Or are they calling? I guess they're calling their Bug Bite Wasp. So we'll keep it moving. There is also
the Titan's got a good point. Why is if that's a 2-pack, that's a damn strange combination to put Cyclonus and Bumblebee together.
They were friends once.
They might have been.
Have they made Tailgate?
They had that one panel together in a comic.
Have they made Tailgate? That sounds like a sex joke.
And here's where I got mixed up with the Dreamstar, because Dreamstar also is entering the Devastator Wars with their heavily stylized Devastator. So no idea of price or release date, just this one picture here. Which, can I embiggen this? Let's see.
No, but I did put some pictures in the Google Drive.
Yeah.
That's they actually have half of the team. They have a concept image as well, and I believe they also include a prep.
Wasn't Devastator like the first big third-party thing where everybody started wanting third-party? I forgot who made those. They were like Chug style.
You mean Generation Toy?
That might be them.
can I open this? Go ahead and open this here. So, yeah, there is the Devastator. A little bit cleaner view there.
Yep.
So, very interesting.
Yeah, TFC Hercules. I
having
think.
my hands on the.
Yeah.
There you go, Dave. Nice.
There you go.
What the heck is that?
This looks to be Scrapper, I think, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Scrap.
And then
there is that Scrapper.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
yeah. So this looks to be Mixmaster.
Yes.
What?
At least that's what they named it.
And then for Bone Crusher, they've just got a silhouette. For Hook, I mean, you can definitely tell that's Hook right there.
Yep.
Because he has a hook.
And, unknown right there.
Yeah. So supposedly there are 8 bots in this set.
So I guess maybe are they going to do the Kang Toys approach?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where they split the Devi pants between long haul and something else.
Like they do like a crotch piece robot and the hands or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, the forearms are probably something.
Yeah.
Did I put a picture of the prow in there in bot mode?
That was just well, you have the unknown. I don't see a prow in there.
Oh, okay. There's another. Well, maybe it's on Bomb Busby as well. So if you go back up to there,
if we scroll down, they might. Yeah, there you go. You can see. Let's see, can we zoom in? So yeah.
So there's their version of prow.
Just give me the prow.
Now, chances are you'll probably be able to buy prow just on his own.
Yeah. And Dave might have something there where like it's Scoop. Could be one of the other.
Oh yeah, didn't they do that at one point? In the IDW comics, they forced them to be part of it.
Yeah, that's what Dave was saying before, where Scoop was brought in as a replacement leg. So.
You're a construction bot. Come on.
That is a good-looking prow right there.
Yeah.
Now, it is interesting though that right now on Bombasby they have this as a set of 8. So maybe I am incorrect thinking that he'll be available on his own. That would be interesting for them to just sell this as an entire set, but yeah,
we don't know the scale either.
No.
Well, if it's the same as their Superion set, then it's going to be close to the 20-inch height.
Oh, are these the people that made that start?
Yes.
Yeah.
They made that Superion that I bought 2 and then I was done with it because it was all flip and flaps and it, like Matt was alluding to, you look at one, you don't know who the hell it is because they're all the same color.
Somebody sent me that to review and I messed with it and threw it in a box.
Yeah, that was me, man.
Thank you.
So, in fact, I think I still have the one in the box somewhere over here. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Complications, complex transformation, super stylized. So I mean, if you're toonish to a fault, then this is not your ball of Debbie. So.
It's definitely going to be a big Debbie. I think when the Dreamstar one first came out, I said, I'm kind of a little bit jealous of people that have space in a collection for a really giant stylized version of a character. Like, it's a cool concept. It's just, you got to go down a rabbit hole and commit to it.
People that had, I said, these are the same people that had space for a King Toys Predaking too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've said multiple times that Predaking, like, I like how it looks. I just don't really think of it as a Predaking for my collection. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, yeah.
No, like we talked about, now you can get it in purple.
Yes. Now, you know what these do remind me of it, and it's funny because maybe I'm going to make myself out to sound like a hypocrite, but when it comes to when we last talked about the 3.0 stuff with Sony, I said I like that stuff being stylized. I bet these would look really good as a backdrop for a 3.0 display with all those stylized bots by the feet. Like, I see it. So, because I know if 3.0 ever did Devastator, he'd be like half. But I don't intend on going down that rabbit hole at all.
Yeah. We'll see what happens as they come along.
Yeah. Let's get to the rest of the third-party stuff. Next up, we get one more Legends. We had the Legends a little bit out of order, but this one looks good. At first glance, I thought this was like the DX9, but this is actually the Rising Force. They're calling it Magma, which is their Motor Master. And this is a Legend scale. This looks very MP-ish. Even has opening hands.
So don't they have like 2 other bots of this team already out? It's like just taking a long time.
Yeah. I think it's Dead End and Drag Strip that are already out, if I'm not mistaken.
Possibly. But I mean, he looks like the character. I mean, he looks good.
You could
His
even
big shoulders.
Yeah. Well, you could even fake the butterfly with the shoulder joints there as they're doing there.
Is the trailer separate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're doing the DX9 thing where this part of the trailer is makes the robot. Yeah. And then I'm sure this is all like DX9 did.
Creates a box.
Yeah.
So Fans Toys are the only people that were successful with that.
Yeah. I still think that's the most impressive third-party figure I own. Just hands down. Just as far as like earlier on, giving Unique Toys that all that credit. There's something magical about that Fans Toys one.
Okay.
Transforming it wasn't. But. No,
it's not the worst. It's not the worst Fans Toys transformation though. It's just it's And next up, we get a figure that I'm really excited for. I was hoping it would be out by now, but we get some really good photography from I'm on Fire of the NMC.
Go to that.
Yeah. So Ignis, their hotspot.
This looks good.
Do you have their Streetwise, Mike?
I do. So you'll be. Is that you need that one?
Dudes.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna be part of the stuff that's gonna get sold here soon. So I think I have both that one and the Red Alert.
I have the Red Alert, but I never got
excuse me.
So you're out on these, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah. Most of this stuff.
Are you still continuing with the X-Transbots one, or?
Probably not. No, I got those. I got the two color variants of Groove and Streetwise. So, but yeah, probably out on those as well. So they're still available on chosenprime.com.
Yeah. When I saw like ab crunch for this, the proportions, like I'm in on this. These are going to be my bot mode ones as it stands.
2 seconds.
I just
like how tall he is.
Yeah.
Well,
their onslaught was pretty damn good too. I mean, the only issue with the onslaught was the chest. Like it just was not tune accurate. But I ended up getting a piece from. Yeah, the legs were very simple too.
I didn't like his proportions.
But this hits all the notes. Well, that takes us out of our Transformer stuff. Let's get into the non-Transformer stuff. So go ahead and get this up and prep. We'll kick things off with Valaverse, and there's the Series 5 stuff coming out. Let me get that loaded up.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of buzz coming up with Valaverse. Not only last week did they release a video showing all of Series 5, they finished their whole progression of their figures up to this coming Saturday, where they're going to reveal their 100th figure, which is going to be exclusive down at the Dallas Joe convention here next month.
And he released a video where he didn't talk about other companies.
So here we go. We have the two cards here for Reaper.
Yeah, the Reaper is going to be the driver for the Vanguard. That's going to come out here in the next couple months. This is Sidewinder. He is the gist of the story from Battle Fair last year is that we feel he's defected from the Garrison Cavalry, which is kind of like the bad guy army builder force, and he crossed over to Action Force. The Paint Master that he showed looks pretty cool. He has a lot of removable grenades and a big machete that goes on his back. Plus, everything with Series 5 is going to have the new articulation within the neck joints. And he also has this really cool tamper-graphed snakeskin tattoo that goes up the side of his arm. Both. The gray and the tan. So, but yeah, he looks interesting. Let's see, what else we have here? This one is going to be... This is the one that everyone's going to be jumping for, and this is the Crimson Shadow Praetorian. This is the cybernetic creature army builder for the same group that has built and funded the Swarm, which, if you're not familiar, that's the other kind of mercenary group that they're all look like bees that Matt was scared of earlier today, and wasps and whatnot. But this one's going to be really cool. The two big circles you see are supposed to be shield effects. So there's going to be like ricochet points that you can kind of see there that are going to stick onto these circles. And there are various ports like on the arms and on the back that you can plug it in to make your pictures and displays. One thing I will say, and I'll probably follow all this up with my reactions stuff on it, but like the blade there on the forearm, I don't know if it'll fit on both sides, but it seems really, really long. So, but yeah, this one looks really cool. I think this one people are going to be buying in bulk. So,
didn't the first one? Oh no, that was all digital renders when it was in color.
Right, there was just some drawings, and then, like I said, he did show some of the Paint Masters on that. So it looks cool. It's going to be a really neat silver and black and red. So slightly different color scheme than what we had from the Horde Swarm, which was the PowerCon exclusive from last year. There are a couple others that are coming out, including a new buck, because one of the things we had. Oh,
we saw that early on.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, of course, like what they have is gear packs. So this is going to be gear pack indigo. Now the cool thing about this one, and you can see it here on the top, if you look at the two pictures, which are about the same, but we get a blowtorch now with a new really cool blast effect. And if it's anything close to what we got with these blade effects here, the translucent should have a really cool paint color, paint scheme on it. So now it's going to come down to which company does the blast effect better, where it's not going to make your figure drop down. Is it going to be Torch, or is it going to be any figure that holds this this new weapon? You can tell there's new blast effect shapes. And the cool thing is these are pretty much all new weapon sculpts for the most part. We have an automatic grenade launcher there in the center. No Maxim 9, thank God. But yeah, this looks really cool, and we actually have a suppressor add-on built in this set, so looks good.
I'm feeling torches will be gummy plastic.
Yeah, of course we.
I think Mike went for you froze for a second.
That might not be, you know, if it's gummy, it might not be a bad thing. It's just going to be the weight. I think it's going to be the challenge.
I think it's going to be as
but
heavy
of course
as.
we also have a gear. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to be heavy as those other long effects.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have the gridiron blowtorch thing, and that's just, you know, he's just aiming down the whole time. But like everything else, we have a gear set that's going to go with the Army Builder. This is the Recon Trooper gear set. Not bad.
Are these sold separately from the builder, or are they included?
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be sold separately, and this should be coming in at the $11.99 sales point.
It's not bad.
So, no, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the colors for the rifle and pistol.
I like the render
because if
better.
you zoom in, like, it has like a little bit of like a I'll call it a snake skin shade on it, but I don't know. But again, glass effects, everything, so looks interesting. Sportimus, I am sure that these are going to be on BBTS. This is the Paintmaster Sidewinder, and like I said, you can see on his left arm there, you see a little bit of the snake tattoo that's going to go up, and it's also up along in his neck. So, and we got the new foot stands.
I like those.
Yeah, and I think I like the shape because now you can sit them like next to each other, and it'll create like a coherent base for your line. It just sucks now is that, you know, do you need to go through and like change out your old ones if you're using them? Mine are all in a box, so pretty cool. This is the new Army Builder. This is the Recon Trooper. You can see we have a new head sculpt compared to the other mask head that we've received before. But again, the same hands, a new weapon and whatnot. So not bad. And I think these are going to be 19, I think. The stands, the shape of it looks like they interlock Sportimus, but I don't think they're actually going to have like a connection point where you can like, you get that click. I think they're just going to be sitting beside each other. So
yeah,
this one's really cool.
Don't shake the table
Yeah,
once you put them together.
Pretty much. This is Senshi. He's a member of the Action Force. He's kind of like the infiltration specialist, I believe what he said. But the cool thing about this is, you know, he's got that Oni mask and crest on his head, or on his helmet there, and he's bringing a katana. So, you know, looks really cool. And I'm curious to see, you know, how the new neck articulation works with the articulation we already have with these characters. T, I think you could probably answer this as well. I think they blend in well with Classified. I mean, they're just a hair taller, you know, than some of the figures in Joe's. Because I mean, the cool thing with the Hasbro line is with Classified, they're all a variety of heights, so that kind of helps.
Yeah,
you know, break up everything.
I think in both of your reviews, you tend to show them off with Classified figures, and really, if you didn't know any better, at least from you know what I've seen, you definitely can mix and match them.
Yes, they can all be one big happy family. They're just a little more realistic and modernized.
Depending. My thing I'm going to add for that is, yes, the male ones definitely. The females, when you don't put them next to the G.I. Joe females, they blend in. But when you put them next to each other, they are way bigger. I feel like they look like Amazon compared to, like, their arms are way thicker and legs are way thicker.
Yeah, I
and
agree
they're taller.
Absolutely. This right here is Colonel Siege. This is the if you want to consider with Classified, this is the General Hawk of Action Force. You guys can tell me in the chat. That looks like that the head sculpt. That is either Frank Grillo, aka Crossbones, or Fred Ward, if you've ever watched the movies Reno Williams or Tremors. So
I can see
the second guy you mentioned, when you show pictures, it does look like him.
Yeah. Now again, this face sculpt really looks amazing. The cool, he's got an alternate head and hand that's going to have the, I guess his cigar. He's going to be one of those, cigar chomping guys. The double leg holsters, kind of a Wild West feel, especially with the Marlin rifle there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is really interesting. I think it looks really cool.
They're attached to the belt.
Oh, we'll go back.
The holsters are attached to the belt, it looks like.
Yes.
Those you can take them off, though.
They can. That's what I was going to say. They have little pegs that you can take them off if you want to just have him with the belt, or you can swap it out with the with an older Action Force belt. Because that's the cool thing is he's made sure that all these figures in Series 5, minus Atlas, which we'll get to, all their accessories will still fit on the older wave of the figures. So you could take this Colonel Siege head and put it on a troop builder body, and the ball peg will fit perfectly. So that's one thing I do like about this is the consistency across the board. Now, and I think what you showed next was going to be the paint master for the Praetorian.
That's a neat stand too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, these kind of remind me of Astrobots, like aesthetically.
It makes me think of the Arctic bat, the head, anyway.
Like
and the armor on the shoulders.
You're absolutely right. There does appear to be, the modularity behind it, and hopefully it'll just be the same freedom of articulation, because I really do like the Arctic bat and the design of that alternate head that came with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have one more.
Yep.
Yes. Now, one thing that we have here with this last figure, this is Atlas. This is the larger buck that is going to be released with Series 5. He is if you look there, he's got an automatic shotgun. Let's see some other design. He's got a bunch of shells that are on a forearm guard there. So this is going to be pretty. This one's going to be pretty interesting, I think. I think what you mentioned before, T, is when you take the armor off, he just looks like a regular dude. It's kind of
like he looked like a guy.
Yeah. So I mean, you could swap the head out, and like he could be. I mean, to me, like this guy screams like from the net or the Amazon show Reacher. That the guy that is the actor for that. Just how big he is. But this is really an interesting way that's going to come out. So to not ramble much longer, pre-orders for Series 5, I'm told, are going to come out mid-month with a potential fall release. So, yeah, like I said, I think a lot of these are going to be on other e-retailers like Big Bad, Nerdzoic, Hello Dope Toys. Most of your major e-retailers are going to have this as well. But yeah, we'll find out Saturday what the 100th figure looks like. I will also say our friend Quentin Bedwell is also doing the art for Series 5 for the boxes and combat profiles. He also, did this last series as well. Great guy. So excited for this.
Hell yeah. So I guess you're all in on.
I am all in. Yes.
One thing for people like Sportimus who haven't bought any of these. One thing that's like less fun for me is as far as the weapon storage. Like none of them seem to come with backpacks where you can like put guns and other stuff on it. And I always wind up wishing they did.
I wish that
they are good fun.
I was gonna say I wish that they made this. That they took the ammo crate concept from G.I. Joe Classified and made like a little plastic box that all the hands and stuff fit in, and then had peg holes on a top or side, that would be really cool. You know, I mean, it might be a little weird having them stand on foot lockers, or if you sculpted a foot locker and stand, would add to the cost. But you think about what you ultimately have to buy to store all the stuff down the road anyway, or
they could do
like
deluxe
Mike's
figure.
yeah.
I saw one of those in like a little tackle box in Rust the other day.
Yeah,
I did miss a piece of third-party news.
Oh, okay.
Deluxe shared this with me the other day, and I was like, I was definitely stealing his tagline of getting my collection, because unique toys. I'm glad. Like, one, I've been enjoying this figure a lot, as I mentioned, in the transformation of it, and when I saw this on the side of it, this detail, I was like, oh yeah, that reminds me of Stinger. It's accurate to Dino, but that reminds me of Stinger. Lo and behold, Unique Toys has a prototype of their unique toy, of their Stinger figure, and I'm really looking forward to this, because again, like, look at that big robot compacting into that car mode, and like, there's, you know, other than the kibble that's supposed to be there really isn't any kibble to speak of.
We didn't tell the audience that bee came back, and that's why Matt's gone, because it took him away.
I thought I heard some screaming down here, but so
that does not look like it transforms.
It does, but I mean, does this look like a trans? Like, when we meet, so, you know, for anybody watching, we are all going to the 40th anniversary screening of More Than Meets the Eye. So I plan on bringing this guy for you guys to check out. But I mean, really, this doesn't look like it transforms either. I mean, that's why I you know, again, like, I don't like the Bay movies, but these, there's just something to them.
That's cool, and the height is good.
I'm sure that they're gonna do a Bumblebee, because they were very, very similar in the movie. So they'll do their Age of Extinction souped up Bumblebee that he was, you know. But yeah, we got some quick hits.
Actually,
let's see.
Could I get big for 1 second? I want to answer Sporter.
Yeah.
All right, so dude, I get most of these at Michael's. Regular price for these are $41. Don't ever buy it at that price, because they always go on sale like every 30-45 days, and they get down to as low as like $12. But there's, was it 16 little containers per case. So whenever you're, like, for me, if I go want to take some photography outside, I keep everything in there. I also just get some more of these like little baggies, just so things like hands or helmets or glass effects, I can keep them all in one spot, and then just they all sit inside there. So that's that, quick and dirty.
Right.
And you can put the sandwiches in them.
Yes. Just don't mix up your sandwiches and toys. Then you might need a new dentist and a new toy.
All right,
let's look at this. Quick hits. Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Ghost Rider. This is a Danny Ketch one. I know tons of people are excited about this, and a lot of people are wanting to get rid of their card back Ghost Rider for this set. And this is sold out in most places. And now, at the time of making the notes, BBTS still had them. And it looks like, yes, you can still pre-order it. So this is a very hot item if you want to get in on it.
I pre-ordered on Amazon.
It looks cool. You were lucky. Because when I checked out your link, I mean, that thing was so fast being sold out. I didn't think I was going to, but
Yeah, and it's good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's rare to see a Marvel Legends like sell out this day and age. Like they kind of went through a period where if you wanted one, chances were you had no problem pre-ordering from your favorite retailer. And now, it makes me wonder: are they kind of tampering down the quantity that they're releasing, or what?
Ghost Rider, and it comes with fire effects, and it was only $50.
And
X-Men 97 is, I think, going to make Marvel Legends start selling again.
You said that earlier, and I agree with you 100%, man.
Well, to that, let's
I don't know if
this.
the jaw changed or not.
Now, this isn't the best look, and it's a little blurry. So Mondo is putting out a 1/6 scale Cyclops for X-Men 97. So, with Mondo, you get the figure, you get everything you need to make it the ultimate version of that character. We've seen before, they've done, I think, Sabretooth, they've done Wolverine, they've done, I think, Magneto, Jubilee, Gambit. Now they're putting out a Cyclops. So,
And he comes with a giant face.
And multiple visors, multiple blast effects. Yeah. I'm curious how this jacket works. It looks like you probably have to swap out a lot of the torso to get it to work. Like you probably have to take off the arms.
Well, that was my question. I don't know anything. I don't know. I never dealt with any Mondo. All I know is like they're luxury toys. But is that going to be? Do you think that's going to be soft goods?
I think they do sometimes mix, because I believe Gambit's jacket was soft goods.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's maybe how they're going to approach this one as well.
And these are expensive, but I mean, if you want like a definitive version of a character and you're a 1/6 collector, because if you go to Hot Toys,
Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can look at
Hot Toys would have been $300 with all them faces.
Yeah. So we could look at what Hot Toys has coming soon. Though I think we should save that for next week when Matt's back, because I'm really curious what he's. I mean, I know the Dark Empire Luke is one he's probably really gonna want. But let's do just two more quick hits. Let's look at Wave 2 from Mega Man, and we'll end on a G.I. Joe. So Jazzwares is showed off their Wave 2 of Mega Man figures. I'm sorry, not Jazzwares, Jada Toys. We get the Bomb Man. We get the Hyper Bomb Man Mega Man. We get Elect Man and Cut Man. And
they are fun.
I don't know about Bomb Mega Man, but those two villains, definitely.
Yep.
I'm just shocked that none of these are really showing up in stores. The Street Fighter, I'm seeing Fei Long regularly now, but it's kind of crazy to think that I first saw Fei Long, when Sony was in town last year, and we brought him to you brought him to the restaurant.
I don't see any of them. I saw them when they first came out, and then I never saw any of them ever again. And I never saw Mega Man anywhere.
Well, our local store, All Time Toys, did have this wave available. In fact, I was about ready to go up to get this guy before they sold out. But that's where I got my Mega Man figure. So I think at that time there were like 3 or 4 of them sitting there. So, but I've never seen them anywhere else.
That bomb was awesome.
See, first you were like, yeah, nobody's gonna get that, and then you're like, oh, I do like the accessories. And let's end on a G.I. Joe note, because this one's really interesting, and we don't have anything to go off of. But the classified brand team was interviewed by a Toy Kind of Mood, and they revealed that there's going to be another Cobra Commander, not shocked, and a new Lieutenant Falcon, which I'm sure everybody really wanted.
Retro card back.
It doesn't say.
I think it's gonna be Night Force.
It could.
So,
well, I
If
don't
it
know.
has the same face, then fail.
Yeah. I kind of think T might be onto it with retro card back, because that's kind of how they can kind of skirt around pissing off some of the fan base for giving a really bad one to start off with. Inutabi says it could be Tiger Force or Night Force.
well, I think the only thing that really got everyone's gall for Falcon was his damn ugly head. The body itself was still perfectly fine, and it's been reused now a couple times. But yeah, I think that's just.
Look, we all needed a Team America World Police Matt Damon action figure. You know, if you stop thinking of it as Falcon and think of it more as Matt Damon, you know.
Matt Damon.
There you go. There's Dave with his voiceover.
Inutabi says, "I hope it's Armored Commander, Armored Cobra Commander, the Deke version."
Yeah.
It's probably what we already got, but with an accurate Cobra logo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Inutabi. I think it's going to be a new sculpt with the battle armor Cobra Commander. Titan, I don't think you're ever going to get the one you just put on in the chat unless you want to go and customize your own.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what I'm ultimately going to do with my spare one, because I have the Captain Crunch one or the Regal one. I've got the Crimson. I've got the original release, and then I've got the card back one from the His Tank. So I think they're going to use. I think if anything, they might reuse the His Tank one in a different deco.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're definitely probably going to be a retro card for stores.
Yeah, because I mean,
updated because the retro card one that we got with the His Tank is based on the original toy, but the cartoon was slightly different, so they could retool it.
Yeah, and the other thing too about the Cobra Commander from the His Tank is that it doesn't have a bio on the back or cross cells. It just doesn't fit the aesthetics of the other card backs from the back. So I could see them going like, oh yeah, we made him a different shade of blue and we did a little bit of a different deco, but you know, hey, now you can have an accurate card back. Or
right, and he can have all the same accessories that we got with the his tank version, because you tell they're not afraid to put accessories in because of all the stuff that came with Scarlet for $25. So they know they can do it, and they know they can sell it. So they just need to just put that in the budget.
And the other thing too is, like, you know, Duke and Cobra Commander are essentially the Optimus Prime and Megatron of G.I. Joe. You know, they need to be figures that are regularly available. You know, so if someone's like, you know, this classified line, I like what they're doing, but, you know, trying to get an audience into it, you need to have those evergreen characters available. So people are like, I have all these ancillary characters, but I don't have the mains.
They're gonna start doing, like, I forgot what they called it for Transformers, where certain characters are available for 9 months.
No, I just think certain characters should be available all the time. I mean, like, you know, with NECA has done an amazing job with the Ninja Turtles, and like I think they've you know, more than any other company, they haven't let the secondary market eat their lunch. And you know, it's amazing to me. You can go back and every year or every other year, they're like, hey, yeah, we're going to do another run of the main 4 turtles in one way, shape, or another. And I think Hasbro really could learn what they're from what they're doing and what Mattel's doing in certain regards. You know, just how they do their distribution and how they you know, listen to the fans. Like, hey, you know, we couldn't get this character. Like, Hasbro does a better job now, and you know, we know from listings that there's going to be another run of Cosmos, but we don't know what the deco is going to be, and we don't know if it's going to be the same mold as what people got with the Speedia Cosmos.
They're cheap. It's going to be the same mold.
Yeah, it's probably just not going to have the stupid flag effect that, you know, everybody kind of put off to the side. So
this time it'll come with a little bug spray.
It could, and then they get people to go, oh, I really want that bug spray.
Yeah, I gotta have the bug spray, guys. So.
All right. Well, I think that takes us to the end. Unless there's anything else from the doc you wanted to hit real quick, Mike.
I got some. I'll do. Check out T-Man's review of Savage Crucible. Their Kickstarter, their first wave is coming out. I should have my figures on Monday, but T did an amazing review of the Lumerian Savage that you see right there. And I think it's got just for watching that, and I can't wait to have them in my hands, but I think they're going to be another hot commodity. It looks like it's a really well-made toy. Ramen Toys.
When this first was released, when their Kickstarter said Lumerian Savage, but on the box it said Savage Lumerian. It's like reverse.
But it looks like the box itself is quality looking. So they did a really good job. So bravo to those guys, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more stuff out from them here soon with Wave 2. Next thing, Ramen Toy came out with another update on YouTube earlier this week, reassuring everyone that the Ramen Racer is real and it's coming. In fact, the first shipment of 600 is on the water and either most of the way here to the States, or at least in the next next 2 weeks. Now, people are asking which versions are going to be there. The way Ace talked about it, it's going to be those that ordered the black Ramen Racer with both of the add-on kits, which was the Inner Charger and the Inferno. So whoever ordered that could potentially get their Ramen Racer here either through the end of this month or into June. So that's really cool. They said the next shipment of stuff, including the orange version of that vehicle, will be coming along soon. What else? Our friends Meta Travelers have a graphic novel to go along with their Legendary line. It's on Indiegogo, and there's 4 different versions of the 64-page graphic novel, 4 different covers. There's some collectible cards that they're going to do. So there's an option for it they call the Ultimate All-In, which is where you get all 4 versions and signed art and everything else for about $109, I think. So it's already funded, so you're going to get it, and it looks really cool. So again, hopefully we'll see these guys this fall with at Legions Con. And speaking of Legions Con, last night their marketing director had a show or stream, and they showed the Day 2 exclusive 2-pack, which is for Cosmic Legions. Thank you for showing that, and it is a really cool set. They're kind of experiments by the conglomerate that they're called the Tusk for the company. But the story on this is they really modeled the deco and everything else from a 1978 toy called now I'm going to butcher it, Action Man and Creature Creator, which if you never had it, I did have it, but it was basically kind of like the old-fashioned toy where you had these little plates, and you would put it in this little frame with a piece of paper, and you basically just do rubbings. And you could create different versions and whatnot. It was really cool. It was a really creative way to for kids to play around with crayons and stuff. So this is really cool. I think there's an exclusive head, and I think the waist and shoulders are going to be exclusive for Legions Con. As always, these will be released later on in probably 25 as standalone figures, but this is a really cool set. I love the color scheme. So yeah, that's going to be all right. TFCon Baltimore is the first weekend in November.
Yep.
This is going to be the second weekend. So this is Veterans Day weekend. Yeah. Up in New Jersey, it's a 2-day event. So It's going to be a tough beginning of the month if you're trying to go to both conventions. But definitely, I already got my tickets for Legion Con, so and I just got to figure out what I'm going to do for TFCon. But I think that's everything that's in my head. Sorry. So.
Nah, good deal, man. No, it's really cool to see what people are doing in the independent scene, and I think you're doing an awesome job helping us highlight it because it's definitely I hear from people all the time that are kind of tired of the mainstream stuff and are looking to get into other lines or just want unique one-offs. So it's really cool to get the opportunity to look at this stuff and especially have somebody knowledgeable walk us through it. With that, I guess we're running at the end. Do you got anything coming up on your channel that you wanna let the folks know is coming out or to look out for?
Go for it, T.
Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. The review is uploaded, but it's not going to be available till tomorrow.
You were like really. It looked like you were like struggling. Like, I know it's AWOC, but
yeah. I always call it something different because there's so many daggone names. They should have come up with a different title for them. I'm sorry. I can't even fit the characters' names on the title of the video because the title of the toy line is so long.
It's funny, like the Planet of the Apes reboot, they're all something of the Planet of the Apes. Like you have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's kind of funny. It's like now we're on coming up on the fourth one, which looks really good. I'm excited for that movie. But it's still funny that it's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I guess like when I see Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, it's less egregious.
Or the Transformers, the movie.
Yeah. Yes. You know what my favorite title for any piece of media ever is?
What's that?
Superman Returns, the video game. And and I was telling people that they're like, what's funny about that? It's Superman Returns, the video game. I'm like, no, it implies that the game's terrible and he's returning it. Just like Disney's Frozen had to have been tongue-in-cheek. Disney's Frozen. Because the rumor was they froze him.
Oh.
Yeah. Sportimus, Legion's characters' names are hard to pronounce because they use double consonants for everything. But yeah, so walk. So yeah, I'm still editing the Vamp stuff, and I have a reaction to what we have for Series 5. I want to try to get it out before Saturday. Other than that, man, I'm still just playing catch up. I got so much stuff that is here, and thankfully this is the last week of stuff coming in because now everything's on hold until the Maryland Toy Expo in June.
It'll be here before you know it. May is going to fly by. All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of the show. And again, if you were in the chat squad tonight, thank you very much. We appreciate you all. Chat was really popping off tonight. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button on your way out. If you're not already subscribed, hopefully today's the day we earned your subscription. And if you are subscribing, make sure to ring that notification bell because when we do have stuff like Reaction coming out, you're not going to want to miss it. We're getting Quentin Bedwell back on the show at some point. So get that notification bell rung because we may shout it out here, but you might forget about it. So make sure you get those notifications. Check out our Teespring store. And with that, we will see you all in the next one. I hope everybody has a great and fantastic weekend ahead of them. And we'll talk to you all next Thursday, 9 o'clock, same Figure Action YouTube channel. And have a good one.
Bye-bye, everybody.